highest hotel in Dubai.
What about its value and resale market once done up? Remember, the guide price was 85,000 plus.
I would anticipate achieving between 165 and 170,000 pounds.
So after some renovation, if it was bought for close to the guide price, there could be the chance of a good profit here.
I think this Maisonette has a lot going for it with its guide of 85,000 plus. I like it for its convenient location, it appeals to renters, but it does need work doing to it. You've got to update the decor, you've got to change the kitchen and bathroom, plus there's the central heating to install. That will certainly take a chunk out of the budget. So how much did it go for? Let's find out who bought it and at what price when it went under the hammer.
So who'd like to give me a start on this? I don't know, 100,000 anywhere? Yeah, you start at 100, thank you. 100 I've got. Anybody else? Got £100,000, full lot 110. Anybody else? How much? 101, sir? Yeah, 101, thanks. 102, 103, 104, 105, 110, 111, 112, 113, 114, 115, 125, 126, 127. One more. 127, new price. 128, 129, 130, 132, new price. 133, 134, 135, 136, 137. Sure? 138. 138, sir? Go on then, 137 and a half. 138 and 500. 139, 500. 139 and a half on my left the first, 139 and 140, good sense. 140 and a half, kill them off. This would be £140,000. Anybody else? Full lot, 110. 140 for the first, 140 for the second, 140 for the third, and final time. All done. Sold to you, sir, 140, well bought.
He bought the property for £140,000, £55,000 over the guide price. This first-time development project will be a family venture with his wife and 2 sons all involved. It will be Anton, Terry's youngest son, who'll do the majority of the work because at the moment he's between jobs. I caught up with him to hear about the plans for this place.
Anton, congratulations. Happy with your purchase?
Very happy indeed, yeah.
So let's talk about the guide price, 85,000. You paid 140. You did go quite a bit over the guide price there, didn't you?
We certainly did, yeah. But we had a property in the same one of the blocks further down, and understood what we bought that for and what we could sell it for at the time as well. So we knew it's still a good price.
So why did you choose this property to buy an auction day?
It was a property that we found actually. We went to put it before the property and 5 minutes away from the train station, walking 40 minutes from Marylebone, so it's very close. We got it out as an investment property, so we put some money into it, bring it up to levels of what people expect, and we'll probably keep hold of it for as long as we possibly can.
And you said that one of your family members actually lived in one of these before.
Yeah, my brother Daniel, he's in Dubai now, but previously he had a property in the next block down.
So you're going to become landlords, and you're going to get a tenant in this property. What are you going to do to bring it up to standard? Because currently, I'm looking at those polystyrene tiles. It does need a fair bit of work in here.
Yeah, it needs everything basically, so we haven't got any 100% utilities while we're all a bit cold here today.
And what sort of budget have you got for the work here?
Well, we don't really want to spend any more than £14,000. We took a view as a family that we were bringing the house or the flat back up to the levels that we would be prepared to live in.
Anton and his family are all playing a part here. His dad, Terry, who's semi-retired from the building trade, will act as project manager, and Mum will take charge of the redesign. His brother Daniel, who found the property, has also put up some cash from his home in Dubai, leaving Anton with all the labouring work.
And you're currently looking for a job as well, aren't you? How are you going to fit all this in your life?
Well, hopefully I'll get a job very soon. If that's the case, we're looking at probably a 12-week to 16-week programme. If I don't get a job, then I've got more time to put into this, so hopefully we'll be able to finish it within 8 weeks.
getting in and out old baths, new fixtures and fittings. I can see somewhere that you need to be putting a skip. I can't actually see anywhere to put a skip. But how are you going to sort of get around that? There's a bit of a problem there.
It is rubble bags, skip bags, and lots and lots of journeys to the dump.
And that'll be you.
Yes, that will be me. So
And that really is going to be hard graft for you, isn't it?
it will be, yeah. Until you purchase, keeping them going to the gym. So
That's a good way of looking at it.
indeed, as soon as you leave, I'm starting straight away.
Are you excited about this?
Very, very much so.
Oh, well, it's been lovely meeting you today, and congratulations, well done. Thank you. Sounds like an all-family adventure, this project. Anton and his dad will be hands-on with the work, his mum is choosing the decor, and his brother Daniel, the local knowledge, thousands of miles away in Dubai. But will everyone come together, though, to make this renovation work? Or are there too many decision-makers on this job? You can find out how they get on later in the programme.
Coming up in Nottingham, this three-storey house needs a DIY addict to knock it into shape.
It looks like a project that somebody started but hasn't quite finished.
We return to High Wycombe to find that pride in your work can go too far.
A little bit worried about people coming in sort of making a mark on the wall.
But first, in Lincolnshire, when you can't make up your mind, there's only one option left.
We decided it's probably better to start afresh.
We've returned to Lincolnshire to catch up with Paul and his wife Jane. They bought this four-bedroom bungalow with a 3-acre plot for £250,000. When we were last here over 2 years ago, Paul had big plans for the property and all that land.
What are you going to do with your 3 acres?
It was a bonus result, really. You know, I made some Christmas trees, and there's all sorts. Paddock,
Well, there's no signs of Christmas trees here. Unfortunately, the soil wasn't suited to them. Instead, Paul planted 42 flowering cherry trees and some sticks of birch. They'll provide a windbreak and a boundary, but no income. Elsewhere, there's been some landscaping and an ornamental pond. At least the fish from his previous house have settled in. Inside the bungalow, there's no evidence of any alterations to the layout. Paul and Jane have made their new home comfortable with some carpeting, wallpaper and a fresh coat of paint. The renovation and extensions Paul talked about must be happening soon, or is there a different plan?
We've actually decided to demolish and rebuild. The renovation was a bit too much. And to be quite honest, with the cost implications of it, I think it's the better way to go. When we started looking around, the building was in 50s building, so we decided, you know, it's probably better to start afresh.
Well, that was always an option since there were very few restrictions attached to the property. So, what's their new grand plan?
Well, we started off with a shallow bungalow, then we went to a dormer, we didn't really want the house, and then with the implications of looking at, you know, ground floor, first floor plans and one thing or another, we decided that we'd go for like a barn, 2-storey house type, you know, fit in.
So, let's see how the new place might appear.
The west elevation, you can see we've put the front entrance, we've tried to make that sort of a feature. The room sizes, they are quite large. Downstairs, Jane wanted a big kitchen, diner, sort of general living area, and it's pretty much as it is now, but more open plan and bigger.